Hello my friends, I'm Brett Larkin. Welcome back to my channel. I teamed up with Health IQ to bring you today's video. Health IQ is an insurance company that helps conscious people like runners and yogis and cyclists get better rates on their life insurance. I know one of the first things my husband and I did when we found out we were pregnant was get life insurance. We definitely wanted to make sure our little one was protected. You can go to healthiq.com/Brett Larkin to see if you qualify. Now let's get into today's class. Hello my friends, I'm Brett Larkin. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel, and especially huge welcome if you're new. Congratulations on your pregnancy. This is a prenatal nighttime routine which is perfect to do throughout all 3 trimesters. We're going to target all the key areas of the body where you might be feeling some aches and pains and prepare for a restful sleep. The only thing you'll need for this class besides your yoga mat is a blanket. So make sure you have a blanket right nearby your mat because we'll use it later in the sequence. And if you don't have a blanket, you can even just use a towel from your bathroom. A big towel will work perfectly. To begin, come to stand up. So in my prenatal morning routine, we make our way from the floor and sort of wake up. And now that we're getting ready for bed, we're going to start high and migrate our way down. What I'd like you to do is have the feet hip width apart. Just take one hand to the heart and one hand to your baby. Feel your hip points lever up towards your chin and your tailbone lengthen down. So a lot of us throughout the day, just because of the weight of baby, we end up kind of popping our booty out. So just take a moment now to lengthen your tailbone down. It might feel like you're squeezing your glutes a little. That's okay. And pull the hips up towards the chin. So you really come into a neutral pelvis. Take a deep breath in here. So really feel the palms rise as you inflate the body with breath. And then exhale all the way, nose or mouth, letting the eyes drift closed. Once more, breathing in, feeling the belly, the ribs, the chest with this sweet breath. Exhaling all the way. Last time, huge breath in. And as you exhale now, just let the day go. Everything that happened today, just allow it to dissolve out of the body so it's just you and your baby together for this practice, nothing else in your space. And on this next in-breath, inhale, sweep the arms down, around, and up. And as you breathe out, flip the palms down, just press the air away, get taller. Think of the tailbone lengthening down. 2 more like that. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, press the air away. Inhale, reach up, big stretch. This time bend the right bicep, so do same as me. Hold it with the left hand, press the head into the right bicep. Micro bend the knees, so softening. And then just drawing huge circles on the ceiling. So imagine a crayon or a paintbrush poking out of your right elbow, and you're just going to take it over into a side body stretch, and then forward, let the upper body round a little bit, over and around. And during pregnancy, most of us sleep on our side, so the side body can get really tight. All the interconnective tissue along the lungs and the diaphragm can get really compressed. So just allow yourself to do some spiral movements here to work that out. Good. And then float both the arms up Press the air away. And take both hands to the hips. And just widen the stance a little bit if you want. Just take some hip circles, pick a direction. It can be right or left, knees micro bent. Bringing blood flow, movement to this area. We're going to massage it more when we get down on the floor. Good, and then take the circles the other way. Just reversing direction. Perfect. And then inhale, sweep the arms up. Once again, nice stable wide stance, feet in parallel. Exhale, press the air away, clear your day, clear your space. And breathe in, reach up. And this time bend the left elbow, hold the right hand clasp the elbow, press the head into the bicep so you get a nice stretch. Lengthen the tailbone down, draw the abs in, bend the knees, and now big circles, imagining a paintbrush on top of that left elbow. You want to draw the biggest circle you can on the ceiling. Nice opening of the side body in preparation for sleep. Good. Reach both arms up. Exhale, press the air away, hands by hips. And walk to the top of the mat. If you're not there already, you can set your props aside. You're going to cross the right foot over the left. So your pinky toes are touching, and it might feel like a little tricky to balance. That's okay. So pinky toes touching, right leg over left. Inhale, reach the arms up. Working on your balance here. Exhale, bringing the hands in a T shape, and then just send the thumbs back in space. So you're just having this beautiful opening across the chest. Huge breath in. Out. Once more in. And then out. Inhale, hands on the hips, keep the chest lifted. And then exhale, you're going to fold forward. You can keep the hands on the thighs, shins, or blocks if you have blocks. Allow the right knee to deeply, deeply bend. So the goal here isn't to keep the legs straight. The goal is actually to feel a stretch on this left hip IT band. And just let yourself fold and melt here. Really let yourself sink into the left hip. And again, you're going to do that by deeply bending that front right knee. You have right foot in front of left. Keep pressing through the left big toe mound. Just really letting the hip on that left side open. Receiving, ideally, a really juicy stretch. Last deep breath. Good. Take the hands to the thighs. Press yourself up. And doing a side bend here as well. Start with the left hand. Reach it up and over. Sending the breath into the side ribs and then other way. Right hand up and over. So again, this is also working on our balance in a good way, strengthening all those little teeny tiny muscles in the ankles that are being asked to do a lot more now that we're pregnant and carrying more weight. Balancing pose is also really grounding. Brings us into the lower half of the body, lower chakras, which is perfect to settle us down before sleep. Come back to center. Last little balancing thing here. You're going to take this right foot behind you and just hold the pinky toe side of the right foot with the right hand. Just like we worked on in our Tadasana mountain pose at the beginning of class. Notice if the low back is arching and the booty sticking out. Lengthen the tailbone down. Hug your baby up and in. It's almost like you want to thrust the pelvis forward, and enjoy a little quad stretch here. So pull the heel into the seat. Pick a single point of focus in front of you to gaze at. Maybe take the right knee a little bit back in space, just opening through the quad. Perfect. And then coming into a hamstring stretch, let this right foot just drop behind you. Maybe about 3 feet behind you. Feet are nice and wide, like you're have 2 feet on 2 railroad tracks, so you're very stable. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, fold forward. So getting a stretch on the back of the left leg now. Hands to blocks is a great idea. Just melting forward. And keep pressing through the left big toe. Keep drawing the shoulders away from the ears. Final breath. Good. Step the right foot forward to be hip width apart from the left. Inhale, half lift, lengthening the spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, circle the arms down, around, and up, or just reach straight up. Exhale, press the air away, or hands through heart center, whatever feels right for you. Coming into this little flow on the second side. So this time you're going to step the left foot over the right. So pinky toes touch, left foot over right. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take the arms wide in a T shape, and then send the arms back in space. So palms face towards the ceiling, thumbs, you're in back, 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 open across the chest, lengthen the tailbone down, breathe in. And then exhale, hands to hips. Once more, inhale. And then exhale, tipping forward. This time allow the left knee to deeply bend as we look for a stretch on the outer right hip, right IT band. Head drops, press equally into all 10 toes. Do your best to keep the shoulders and face soft. 5 deep breaths here. Keep grounding down through that right big toe, softening the face and forehead. And then take the hands to the thighs, pressing yourself up. Take the right arm up and over for our side stretch. Breathing into the right side body, opening the ribs, spiral heart to ceiling. And then switching it out, other way. Left arm up, big side stretch. Keep lengthening the tailbone down. Good, and then coming into the quad stretch, take both hands to the hips, balancing posture. Left foot sneaks forward and behind. Hold the big toe side of the foot with the left hand And keep kicking the foot into the hand and the hand into the foot. If you want to just hold the whole foot or the pinky toe side, whatever feels best for you. Just think of lengthening the tail down, hugging your baby in, and then really getting that heel towards the seat and maybe taking the left knee back in space. Gentle opening for this left quad. And if you're near a wall, you can always use the wall for balance and support. Last breath. Step the left foot behind you, about 3 feet. Maybe you need to widen your stance. Again, we want the feet nice and wide apart from one another. Inhale, open the chest. Exhale, tipping forward. Big stretch for the right hamstring along the back of the right leg now. Hands to furniture or your blocks. Just gently fold forward. And press down through the right big toe. Keep softening the face, deepening the breath. And then from here, just bend both the front and the back knee to take you down to a seated position. If you have that blanket, please sit on it for extra support. Why not? And you're just going to take the right shin in front of you and the left leg behind. So you're a little bit in a pretzel shape. So right shin forward, left shin behind. Inhale, get tall, and then exhale, just take your right hand behind you, left hand to right knee, and spiral in. It's like a little bit of a twist that's also a back bend. So you're just opening the psoas very gently on this side. Deep breaths in and out. An area that doesn't get much love. So you're looking for stretch and sensation just right around here. And gently allowing the upper body to extend back. Good, and then getting into the fascia of the hip now, our interconnective tissue. I want you to just take the knees to stack. This is more of an art than a science. You're just going to kind of rock around on this right hip. So you can just sort of imitate me. You can keep your feet on the floor for sure, if that feels better. Or you can lift the feet off the ground. But we're just rolling that right hip. Just looking for a juicy spot or two to roll through. Bring a little mobility and heat to this area safely. Good, and then we'll just switch to the other side. So you'll take the left shin forward and the right knee back. Inhale, get tall first. And then exhale, take the right hand to the left knee, take the left hand behind you. It's just like you're gently gazing behind you. So none of this is an extreme twist or extreme extension. You're just lifting the heart, allowing the rib cage to twist, and then really press down through the right knee. 4 more deep breaths. Good, and then coming back to center. Same thing, maybe you want to come down on the palm or the whole forearm. We're just rolling around now on that left hip. And you can, of course, keep the feet on the ground, or if you find it more effective to bring the feet off the ground, just a little self-myofascial release work on the hips. Nice. We'll end with some stretches for the calves and feet. So press yourself up. Take that blanket, and I want you to really roll the blanket nice and tight. And make sure it's at least this wide. Roll it up tight, tight, tight. Even just a towel would work here too. And then you're gonna be sitting on your knees, and you're gonna take your roll right between your thighs and your calves. You're just gonna sit back. And this should be feeling some sensation. But if you can do this rolling work and this self-myofascial release work before bed, it's gonna reduce our chance of getting calf cramps or feet cramps in the middle of the night. So for me, this is very intense. So I'm using the blocks to put a little weight in my hands, alleviate some of the intensity. Also great prep for labor, where we'll be experiencing really intense sensation and then having to just breathe through that, inhaling, sending our breath to the sensation, and exhale, softening. So practice that best you can now, breathing in, breathing out. Once more, breathing in and out. Good. Come on up. And of course, this continues. We're going to take the roll a little farther down, so about halfway between your knee and your heel. So just hitting a different spot with your roll, feeling different sensation. And we're practicing using that deep breathing in and out through the nose here to be able to be present despite physical comfort, physical discomfort, perhaps in the legs. 3 more deep breaths together. Inhaling, filling up, tail to crown of head. Exhale, releasing completely. See if you can soften into your roll. So letting go of any clenching. Last one. Good, and then coming forward, taking your roll this time onto just above your heels. So right where that Achilles tendon is, sitting back. Observing the sensations with this positioning. Allow the thighs and the calves to just soften like butter now here. Just let everything go. Let go of any resistance. Good, and then coming off your roll, Just set it in front of you or aside. Curl the toes under for me now. You might need to flip your little pinky toe forward sometimes and just sit back. So your seat is on your heels, and you can make this really juicy, like even taking the forehead to the ground, coming into a version of child's pose, just stretching now the plantar fascia of the feet, moving the hips left to right. So toes curled under. And if this feels like a good level of sensation for you this evening, you just stay here. If you work with stretching the feet a lot or have been doing yoga for a long time, you can always walk yourself up and put all your body weight on your feet here. So sinking the hips onto the heels. This can be really intense for a lot of people. So only coming up if you're really craving that foot stretch. Otherwise, staying in the modified version, the child's pose. Two more deep breaths. If you came up, come on back down, resting the forehead on top of the hands, both hands face down into the mat, moving the hips side to side. And then untuck the toes now, just letting the upper body drape between the knees. Forehead presses into the floor or the hands or a block. It can be normal to get a little foot cramp here, so do whatever movements you need to, but better now than in the middle of the night, right? Good. And then for our last stretch, press yourself up. Bring the soles of the feet to touch in Baddha Konasana. Sit up on that blanket if you still have it nearby. Undo the roll, but just have the blanket maybe twice or 3 times folded over to give yourself a little support here. Inhale, opening the chest one final time, and then exhaling, folding forward, and the heels are really far away from the groin. We're making a nice wide diamond here. We're not trying to get the heels super close to the body for this bedtime variation. And from here, you can just rest the palms in front of you, fingers spread wide, breathing into the hips. Or you can thread the forearms underneath the shins and let the head drop. If you have blocks at home, you can always make a tower for your head with the blocks and support yourself this way as well. Just take 4 more deep breaths wherever you are. Sending your breath into the low back and the hips. Use your hands now to gently press yourself up. Set any props aside. And the last thing we'll do to close our practice is I just want you to give yourself a little foot massage. So if you can see, I'm just massaging the arch of my foot with my thumb. So you can just have one shin in front. And if you happen to have some oil in your house, like sesame oil would be the ideal oil according to Ayurveda to massage your feet before bedtime. but any kind of like body lotion or maybe oil that you're also using on belly and baby would work here. Then you can just slip into bed wearing some nice thick socks. Keep pressing really deeply into the foot with the thumb. This is not only great for pregnancy and foot cramps, but according to Ayurveda, the sister science to yoga, massaging the feet with sesame oil or really any oil before bed helps us sleep better because it helps drain the energy, again, from the upper body to the lower, which was what we've been focused on this whole sequence. I find I really fall asleep faster if I just do a little foot massage before bed. Switch the feet, so you'll take the opposite shin in front, working through this foot. Good, and then sitting up tall, bringing both hands to your baby, just resting one palm and then the other on top of your navel. Just take a deep breath in. Drinking in gratitude for this day, deep breath out. Letting any of your worries go. Once more, deep breath in, gratitude. Deep breath out, releasing whatever is not serving you. From here, I invite you to come into a side lying shavasana on your left side, maybe putting a blanket between your knees and a pillow under your head, or of course, just slip right into bed. Thank you so much for practicing with me. I hope you enjoyed our time together. I'm wishing you sweet dreams and a fantastic pregnancy. From my heart to yours, namaste.